Baltimore, Maryland. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Baltimore Ravens. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brett and Gordon. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility.
Action with Jackson. Now he's going to slip from the run. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
Baltimore, first down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
An option give now to Mitchell. Nowhere to go but attack Mitchell. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. 1 yard gain. Brings up second.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. He'll get this to Flowers, left side. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
And the Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
That's Byron Young, who ranged in that time and stopped him for a loss. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. On the draw, here's Mitchell. Stopped immediately. The second down play not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. You talk about this Rams defense. Against the pass, they're hoping to trend to the opposite direction because right now they're ranked number 26 in the NFL.
And even though that's not the greatest ranking in the world, one thing you can say, they get after the quarterback. They're in the top 10 in the league against Simmons.
That's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Yeah, it's still early in the game. No sense taking a chance on 3rd down and forcing one into traffic. So I like the wise play he made there. Get it to the sideline out of bounds where no one's going to have a chance at it.
Here's Stout to punt as he boots this one away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. Leading them out is their rookie quarterback, the young man from the University of Michigan.
And last week, that was one of those games that he just wants to erase from his memory banks. But I guarantee his coaching staff won't let him do it. They'll make him run for it. He really looked like a rookie quarterback in that one. You've got to have those kind of outings in year one. But the big question, what does he take away from them, and how does he improve it? It starts right here in this game.
Going to be taken in here by Nakua. And he's up in it after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
That's a gain of 4.
He dropped to throw. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have the Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for a Rams first down. A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Rams.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. Pass complete down in the cooler. Bears get him down after a pickup of 8, second and 2.
8 yards on the pickup.
Up the middle, that's Williams. A solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards.
And the Rams, first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, this shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
To the sideline and incomplete.
On the throwaway. Brings up second and 10.
On the draw, here's Williams. And the lane closes up quickly as we get about 3 down to the 38.
Tackle made at the 38-yard line. That's a game on
third down. He'll drop the third. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
We hear so often how tackling has become almost a monster in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially to play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Ravens offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And his ability to use his legs has given the defense fits when trying to game plan. He's currently second in the NFL in rushing yards by a QB. Here's Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. These are his numbers from last week's contest. A boatload of catches. 86 yards and a touchdown.
And he's number 6 in the league in receiving yards, and he plays for his team first. But he also, in the back of his mind, he's thinking, I get to the top 5. That might affect his bonus in his contract.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Second and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, give it to your back. Let him pick up the first down. Keep the sticks moving.
And they'll get this well past midfield before they start just before the 35.
It's a gain of 22.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession. So from Rams territory now, it's first and 10 at the 36. The tight end in motion right. They run the option here on first and 10. Giving 4 yards there for the second and 6.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
Left, it's Henry. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a third down and 6.
No gain on the play. It's third down and 6.
Here's Jackson to throw. And he is caught. And he will have the Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Gain of 10 yards. That's another Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard. At that 13-yard line.
And now we're going to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. Brings up third and 1.
And he will have the Ravens first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on third and a yard.
Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy who can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, that is a nice luxury to have, isn't it?
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Here's second and 3.
At the 3-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3.
Jackson from the shotgun. Touchdown! Mark Andrews, his second touchdown on the season. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Well, down in this part of the field, CD, they love to get him the football, and right there, a little pitch and catch for the score.
Yeah, and he's such a weapon when it's that close to the end zone, and they love being able to rely on him to make those kind of catches. Talk about trust, talk about confidence, and he produces.
Extra point here down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead.
7, Rams 3.
So that one a long 11-play drive. And it's Mark Andrews who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Second and 6. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First catch of the game for Adams, so he's got a first down.
Rams, first down. A gain of 18 on the play. And the Rams, first down.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he's going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Brings up second
the Rams
and 12.
had a disappointing 1 and 4 as they start play. Charles, they were losers last time. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
They'll look to throw. And the throw going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's fourth down. So on fourth down, on is Ethan Evans to punt for the Rams. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Now he's looking just to add to his totals. And he'll be out of bounds across the 40-yard line. From the 32-yard line now, here's second down and 7.
A 3-yard pickup.
Now it's Jackson. Now he'll tuck this and run. Now he's free at the 35. And all the way in for the Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, we've certainly seen this before, CD. No one can quite electrify a crowd like Lamar Jackson. And we don't know what else to say other than that was special right there.
I think you pretty much said it all, but I go back to what you said about electrifying the crowd. He's also electrifying us, and we're calling the game. This guy is simply sensational.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they'll avoid the tackle on the side. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the
30-yard line.
Rifles one that's going to be intercepted.
This will be returned to the 38-yard line.
This is something we've seen before, partner. We've seen a defense beat a rookie, pretend to leave a window open, and then the defensive back jumped it as soon as the ball was released. Big-time play. They love taking advantage of the youngsters, and in this case, it paid off well.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And now they start in plus territory following that turnover as they'll try to get some points here before halftime. After the interception, here's Jackson. They set up the screen for Henry. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
No gain on the play. Brings up
Jackson.
2nd and 10.
A short throw caught by Andrews. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of 4. Makes it 3rd and 7.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Baltimore, 1st down. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Jackson now. This is caught. The Rams will signal for a timeout their second as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
Will take this into the end zone. It's a Ravens touchdown. You think back to some of the great goal line bruisers of the past, the Earl Campbells, the John Regans, the Marshawn Lynches. And then you can put Derrick Henry right in that group as he scores there with another patented Derrick Henry run.
Tyler Luke
On his loop for the extra point. And it's 21-3.
Good.
5 plays there on that drive. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. Happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Rams going to take over late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. The left side throw complete to Adams. 2nd and 6.
Devontae Adams. 4 yards on the pickup.
They're going to look to throw.
The 27-yard line.
Can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. He had a man open, but he missed it, and it's incomplete.
Intended for 2
Ethan Evans on that opponent.
It's 4th down.
Taking it about the 36. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Now Jackson. Throw caught by Flowers. Now a timeout signal for him. They'll get him with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
8
And
yards
his play
on the
caller does
pickup.
a nice
Brings
job
up
of giving him an
2nd and
easy
2
throw to start
at
this
the
drive, and he
50-yard
takes
line.
advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down. 40-yard line.
Tackled there. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2.
10 at the 40-yard line.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That bombs away right there. And the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's 24-3.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Week 6 is here, starting to get a little bit of a sense who the contenders are and who the pretenders are. Let's hop in. Our look around the NFL starts now. We begin at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, the Raiders at home to take on the Tennessee Titans. And this is the Titans quarterback. He'll connect on a 13-yard touchdown pass. The Titans get back to 500. They even their mark at 3-3. Next up, we go to Charlotte. We'll look in on the Panthers as they're hosting the Dallas Cowboys. And this is George Pickens. He had his way with the defense from beginning to end. How about 4 touchdown catches in the game? The Cowboys are playing well. They improved to 5-1 with this victory. With that, a look at the rest of the scores from Week 6 with Houston and Minnesota, the 2 teams on the bye. Meanwhile, our game has not been all that competitive, a one-sided affair through 2 quarters, as we send you back out to Brandon and Charles.
The Rams set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail here as we resume play. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Rams offense ready to begin quarter number 3. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absence of having someone to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times. They'll have a chance to win this game.
And we'll go down right around the 47 this time. That one a first down pickup of 8.
That's good.
He had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. They'll look to throw now on first down. Now he's going to step up and run. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
33-yard line.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. But he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 47 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. This is caught. And the Rams are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
yards. And the Rams, 1st down. 1st and goal, Rams.
Williams will score. Touchdown, LA.
And that's a step in the right direction. This had the feeling of one of those turning point kind of drives. If If you come up empty there, it could be a long road back. But they persevered and hung around, and they closed the gap here in the third quarter with their first touchdown of the game.
Now the extra point on for the extra point.
And this is up and good. They'll make it a score now of 24-10.
Ravens 24.
That time a 6-play drive. And it was capped off by the Kyron Williams touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Ravens take over first and 10.
The Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again. And he continues to be a nightmare for teams to defend in the red zone. You see the graphic. He's second in the NFL in terms of rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. Play action. It's Jackson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss.
At the 16-yard line.
As their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
On second down, here's the option. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So from Rams territory now, it's first and 10 at the 46.
First down. First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Play caught by Andrews. Ball on the 40 now. Here's second down and 3.
7-yard pickup. Brings up second and 3.
Tough carry out for trying to run inside, but nothing there. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The slot man in motion right. Getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball-controlled football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Well, he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes a defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
They'll head out of bounds inside the 10, marking down at the 9.
A gain of 11. It's now 3rd and 2.
And they'll let the fullback try and push the pile. Well, the Ravens are going to have a first and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1.
First down. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
They'll try to run forward with Henry. And they'll get him. Touchdown. Derrick Henry with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Ravens take a 3-touchdown lead.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work with the hole and finish in the end zone.
Ravens 31. Rams
That time a 9-play drive. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, It has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
You
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
2nd and 11. Now he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. They'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
That's good for a Rams first down.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Now an option play on 2nd down. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle.
7-yard gain.
A solid gain of 7 yards that time on the keeper and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
First down pass.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 4.
The 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4. At the Ravens' 36-yard
10th carry. Here's Williams. They'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
That's another Rams first down.
A play action fake. They'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And it's caught. And the Rams are going to be set up for 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
17 yards. That's good for a Rams first down.
Williams is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd
It's
down.
a loss of 1.
I think this
Brings
offense,
up 2nd
specifically
and
this running
goal.
game, they're going to have to find a way to
Ravens'
turn the
2-yard
page
line.
because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. Now a shotgun snap as they look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. It just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they've been on the same.
And this is caught. He's got a touchdown. Puka Nacua, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Rams have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. After right down the middle. And the lead will be cut down to 14.
31. Rams 17.
That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Ravens
The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. Hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's 2nd down.
7-yard line. 1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Caught right side Hopkins. The So on third down, they have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Baltimore, first down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try and choose and nothing good. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the 38
action now. Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. Here's 3rd and 7.
Andrews. That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
And Bateman, and he'll go in motion right here. Now the play clock hits 0 here, and we're going to get a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Now it's Jackson. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. This is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams 42. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out.
First down.
Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And taken down.
At the 41.
And his defense here going to burn their second timeout.
Brings up 2nd and
But you can
9.
also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively.
He was taken down.
So they'll be left
Cameron
with only the
Kitchens.
2-minute warning to stop it from here on out.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive
7.
line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the
A loss of
challenge.
5. It's 4th down. Jordan Stout.
2 minutes
in
left to
punt
play in this
formation for the
football
Ravens.
game here on EA Sports. So it's
Jordan
Raven
Stout
football
in
here
punt
as we
formation
welcome
for
you
the
back.
Ravens.
They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away.
The Rams
So
take
all
over
eyes on this Rams offense.
Their own
Down by
19-yard
2
line.
touchdowns. A minute 56 to go. Field goals, useless at this point. They need 2 touchdowns, and they need them in short order. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. They'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Here's 2nd down and 3.
Number 9. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 26-yard line.
It's not man again. It's complete. There's still hope, but it's dwindling fast. No timeouts left. They need 2 scores still. 1st and 10 here. Now they'll tuck this and run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Here's 1st down.
Rams, 1st down. A gain of 13 yards.
They'll set up a run. And that is going to be incomplete as he ran him a bit too much.
Intended for Kyron Williams. Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain.
It's a gain of 8. And it brings up 3rd down.
3rd and short, still trying to pick it up through the air. And he's going to have the Rams first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football.
A pickup of 2 yards. 1st down.
And just over 40 seconds now remaining. He gets up and spikes it. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
And there wasn't much room much after the catch. At least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
He's caught. And he takes this one into the end zone. And all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they had the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
And he's going to go down at the line of scrimmage. The defense left him with nowhere to go, and the try for 2 is denied. 25 seconds to go. A must recover if they're going to have any chance. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though. Now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it. Well, Charles, a very simple mission anytime that you play on your home turf, and that is to defend your home turf, and today that mission was accomplished.
Look, every offseason, every preseason, the head coach goes in front of the team and says, the mission for the season, defend our home field every time, split on the road, and we'll be in the playoffs. That's why defending the home field is vital.
So for Baltimore, they're into the win column for the 3rd time this year as they get the victory here. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Rams, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.